I charge all my Section 8 tenants for what I like to call luxury amenities, like ceiling fans. They're not required by Section 8, so I charge $25 per ceiling fan per month. Food disposals, $40.
This is what many people mean when they say that it is expensive to be poor. To exist within such a capitalist society where people are constantly looking for ways to take from you, even when you are at your lowest. To charge Section 8 tenants for ceiling fans and garbage disposals. It's just evil. It's just diabolical and just so unnecessary, especially when you know they are literally relying on government subsidies to survive.
Yeah, that's some nasty work there to charge a person a subscription fee for a ceiling fan. I believe it was $25 per ceiling fan. So if you have three ceiling fans in your house, that's $75 per month. It's literally getting out of control with these subscription based services that these companies and now even landlords are trying to charge.
And you are taking advantage of the fact that they really need a place to lay their head. You're not only further disenfranchising them, you potentially are crippling them and preventing their upward mobility from moving out of Section 8 by charging them unnecessarily for things that you already had installed in your house when you decided to rent to Section 8 tenants. This is why it's hard for people who are poor to move themselves out of poverty because of people like him.
No way can this be legal to be able to charge Section 8 tenants an additional fee for ceiling fans and garbage disposals.
Poor is so expensive and it is a lot cheaper to be rich. There are like a million examples that I can give, but one of the first things I think about is like all these credit card benefits. Like I paid for a flight yesterday that was like $700 and I had like $700 in flight points and the flight was basically free. Cost me nothing besides the fact that I am an avid user of my Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Now, you mean other people who are going to be on that same flight and going to spend their $700 on their own hard-earned money? And if it was me going through that flight, I get free lounge access, I get TSA pre-check, global entry, never pay for that, it comes with the credit card. I get free hotel nights, I get upgrades. Meanwhile, poor people don't have health insurance. One wrong thing, or car insurance, even insurance in general, one thing happens with your car, one thing happens with your health, and suddenly you're in mountains and mountains and mountains of debt. It is so fucking expensive to be poor. The next time you want to defend a rich person as a poor person, just remember, like, don't ever defend men, don't ever defend rich people.
Poverty is definitely expensive, and sadly, most Americans are in that situation. They say I think maybe 50 to 60% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their checking account, so which means they're one medical emergency, one serious car repair breakdown away from basically being bankrupt.
When people tell you that being poor is really expensive, y'all have to believe them. I just seen a lady talking about how she's worked in the fast food industry for 20 plus years and how in her adult years she's never seen a doctor, how she got two kids and she's like serving these people every day their food and still coming home and can't feed her kids, talking about how she's never had health care, no benefits. Like, bro, like, could y'all imagine? Could y'all really imagine? Think about having to live that lifestyle and still having to basically go out in society every day and live your life like nothing wrong. The cost of living is steady going up. Your pay isn't. That's crazy to me. Then you have to take into account how many people like are living this way. That's one lady sharing her story. Could you imagine how many other people have to go through that? How many other people make less than what she making, and she already said she don't make shit? Like, bro, being poor is expensive. Being poor is expensive. Being poor is expensive.
I definitely agree to a certain degree that being poor is very expensive, but you have to look at it case by case because some people refuse to better themselves and make strategic decisions to try to advance their life. Again, if I'm at a fast food restaurant for 20 years and I'm not a manager, general manager, some type of district manager, you got to rethink things. Maybe you need to go into the military. Maybe you need to do something, or maybe you need to do something that's going to allow you to regroup and get ahead. Maybe you have to, sacrifice for 2, 3 years so you can regroup and restructure, so that you can have a better future. Also, we have to be more strategic when it comes to who we're having children with. You got to understand, children are extremely expensive. So, especially when you're young and you saddle yourself with 2 or 3 children, you're essentially setting yourself up for a life of poverty, especially if you have no skill set.
Promise this is not to be offensive, but have y'all noticed that we have normalized poverty? There was a guy on TikTok talking about how he doesn't like the fact that he's 50 years old and he has to have a roommate because things are so expensive. And the tone deaf comments of people saying things such as, oh, well, you have to live below your means, or, oh, you need to just go ahead and get an RV. Not realizing that the RVs and the tiny homes, the trailers, which were the solutions to the problems, are now also unaffordable. Just a few years ago, tiny homes started to become popular and they were priced at about 30, 40,000. Currently, tiny homes start at double that amount right now.
I want to pause right there. I literally just did a video on this topic, talking about the Texas real estate market is crashing. And there was a clip in there where a woman was looking at a tiny home, and their starting prices for these tiny homes were $135,000 to $150,000 for a tiny home. Again, she is spot on. She said that this solution was tiny homes and more affordable housing. These tiny homes are now going for the prices of an actual house.
All I'm trying to say is there's a bigger problem at hand, and telling people that they need to just completely deprive themselves of basic necessities such as a home. Y'all don't think that's weird? I don't know.
Get real deep here and speak to you about this. It is more expensive to be poor. Isn't that so backwards? Like, really just think about it. You missed your credit card bill, they hit you with a fee on top of the bills you were already behind on. You can't buy food in bulk to save money on the long run because you only have enough for right now. If you pay your car insurance in full for 6 months, they give you a discount, but you can't afford that either, so you have to pay month to month. You skip out on your doctor and dentist visits now to save money, but it's going to catch up to you later and cost you more in the long run. You can't afford a reliable car, so you have a cheap car that breaks down all the time and actually ends up costing you more. You go to buy a house and try to put little money down, they hit you with private mortgage insurance, plus your payments are mostly interest due to the amortization schedule. You get screwed when you're poor, and it's so hard to break out of that cycle. The system is so rigged, and that's why most people never get ahead. But if you just get a little bit of traction, you can really just get that wheel turning. Learn a high-paying skill and invest while you are young. While everyone's playing checkers, you are playing chess.
I say it on this channel a million times. Sometimes people get upset when I say it. You have to have a skill. You're not going to make it in this world if you don't have a specialized skill that you can go into the marketplace and command a wage that's going to allow you to keep up with these rising costs and save and invest. Not only save, but invest and allow your money to compound year over year over year over year. It's the only way you're going to be able to win.
Poor is so damn expensive. You don't have insurance and you can't afford to go to the doctor, then you have to have a $4,000 procedure a couple of years down the line. You have to go online and pay your bills. They're going to charge you a 1.5% fee. If you are late on a bill and they charge you a $100 fee, if I couldn't afford the bill in the first place, how am I going to afford the damn fee? If your bank goes in overdraft, they're going to charge you $35. Being poor is expensive, and I think that has been the best thing that has come out of this conversation, is that people are finally acknowledging that poverty for most people is not a choice. It is the result of circumstances within this country that make it to where people are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week and still cannot afford to exist in this country. They can't afford basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, any of that. And the thing is, it wasn't just in the last 4 years that this started happening. People have been poor for quite some time. And that is absolutely ridiculous. Your car breaks down, you can't get your car fixed, so then you can't make it to work, and it's just too much. A better world is possible.
Yeah, it's definitely a very, very, very tough cycle to get out of, because it's just one thing after another. As soon as you think you got your head a little bit above water, the car breaks, then you get the car fixed. Next thing you know, you got a medical emergency. It's a very, very, very dangerous cycle to be in.
Being broke is expensive, man. Being broke costs you a lot of stuff. It's costing you a lot more than you realize. For the rest of 2024, man, let's lock in on our finances. Let's be better and do better with our money so that we can experience and explore more and so that we can be able to take advantage of opportunities. I mean, just think about all the things that you want to do. I'm not talking about one specific experience. I'm talking about like in many different aspects. Think about all the people you want to help. Think about all the things that you want to give, but you can't because you're not where you want to be financially. It costs you experiences. It costs you opportunities that you can't take advantage of. It's expensive. I know you want to do this for your kids. You want to take your kids there. Shoot, even for yourself. There's many places around the world that you want to go and travel and explore, but you can't because your finances aren't where they need to be. And this is
Well, I just did a video not too long ago where you actually have individuals who think it's fun and exciting to go on vacation broke. They said it makes it more thrilling.
why I'm an advocate. This is why I advise and try to help as many people as I can because I've seen the world, you know what I'm saying? I done been able to experience things that I never thought I would be able to experience. But the truth of the matter is stuff costs money. And if you ain't got it, it's a lot of things that you ain't able to explore. It's a lot of things you're not able to experience or have the opportunities to see or take advantage of.
Let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about poverty being expensive? Do you agree with the phrase? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.